This is my review of Star Trek Picard Episode 4, titled No-Win Scenario, Season 3, final season. This picks off right off from Episode 3, where the crew of the Titan are stuck in a looks like a gravity well of some kind. Plus, bearing in mind that they also have a saboteur and they don't have any power. The episode flashes back to 5 years ago with Picard in 10 Forward, where a group of cadets start asking Picard questions regarding an alien called the Herodian, who we see in Star Trek Voyager. So that's kind of interesting. Now, the flashback does play an important part of the episode. Towards the end of the episode. Obviously, Picard and Riker left on a bad note, where Riker ordered Picard off to the bridge because his plan didn't work. You then find out as to why Riker is acting the way he is and being so protective of the crew, and it actually is a personal matter, but which I won't spoil too much, so that in case you haven't watched the episode. But it's kind of an interesting take as to explain why. But kind of like all is forgiven with Picard and Riker once they've all cleared the air. So that's kind of great. The crew kind of see themselves as being doomed now because of the fact obviously that there's not enough power in the actual ship, so they've only got a couple of hours left, and it's a matter of, do they do this plan or do that plan? But no matter which plan they choose, they're going to be in trouble, hence the title No-Win Scenario. And then with the little borrowed time they have, Riker tells Picard to to get to know his son, because he may never get the chance because of what's happened. So Picard tries to get to know him, and obviously his son is kind of like reluctant to to try to get to know him for obvious reasons. But this is where the flashback plays into it. But it's kind of really interesting, really. You then find out that with the villain Vidic, you find out there's a big twist with her character, or should I say the species of her character, or race of character, should I say. And it's kind of a nice twist because I didn't kind of see it coming. And it looks like that she's working for somebody even higher up, which is going to be interesting as to if we do see these people, or why it is that they want Jack. Me personally, I think it's to do with his visions, but we don't know why he's kind of getting them. And then Beverly Crusher, while they're stuck in the gravity well, Beverly Crusher starts to feel that there's something wrong, and that everything isn't as it all seems. Again, I don't want to kind of spoil it, but it does involve an alien species. Meanwhile, 7 of 9 is on a mission to find the saboteur changeling aboard the Titan, and it's a question of how long that they've been about. So Riker formulates a plan to try and flush out the actual changeling, and she gets help from an unlikely source, Captain Liam Shaw, who, as you know, was injured. What's also great about this episode, and I like what they do with the characters, is you find out as to why he's got such a problem with Picard. And for those of you who've watched Deep Space Nine, you'll kind of work out, well, it's to do with Deep Space Nine with Cisco, and also obviously with one of the seasons of season 3 of Picard, and season 4 of Star Trek: The Next Generation, should I say. That explains why he's got such a problem with him, and why, on the emotional level, why he's got such a problem with Picard. Now it all makes sense. Now, me personally, I kind of worked this out from the actual first episode, and especially given that Captain Liam Shaw had an issue with 7 of 9, so it all kind of adds up now. But now obviously he's got this off of his chest. Hopefully, what will happen now is that the relationship between Picard and Shaw will kind of be different, which is going to be interesting. So we've got that. So they formulate a plan to get to not only get the gravity well, but to also get power to the ship. I mean, and then they're all having to work together, but obviously knowing that the saboteur will sabotage the actual ship, and then they all basically find a way of getting the power back from wherever they are, from an unlikely source. And then they need Captain Liam Shaw's help to actually to get this plan formulated, which is kind of great. But meanwhile, you've got the Changeling who's around the ship, and what I thought was really great was the way that that 7 of 9 dealt with the Changeling and how she wasn't fooled. But again, I won't say how she's managed to do this, but it was really kind of smart in the way that she kind of dealt with this situation. So anyway, they've managed to get some form of power back, and then from where they are in the gravity well, it's no ordinary gravity well. It seems to be a new Beverly Crawford starts to work out that it's a alien race that they're in. And I thought what was great, it gave me really big feels of the Next Generation episodes, and especially episodes like Encounter at Farpoint. So that was kind of really great, where they were able to do this, and they managed to get out. And then obviously Vidic and her ship are basically after the Titan, and obviously she's been ordered to go even though she didn't want to. And then basically Riker comes up with a brilliant maneuver, brilliant move in crippling in her ship, and I didn't see that coming, but it was kind of great in seeing what he had to do, and he had to improvise. So that was kind of great. Then we get another move back to the Flashpoint 5 years back, this is before 10 forward, and then Picard talks to a very familiar face. I won't say who it is, but it kind of explains the relationship with his son, with the flashback. And then obviously they managed to get out of the situation by working together, which was kind of great. But yeah, as for the special effects, the musical scores, some of the references from past Next Generation episodes, and even Deep Space Nine, and there's even a Voyager hint Easter egg again, where they mention Janeway. That's not too much of a spoiler. But yeah, an overall fantastic episode. I mean, as I said before, I didn't know how long, with it being 10 episodes, whether or not they're able to keep up the momentum and the strength of the actual season, and the story. But so far, they've done a fantastic job of doing this. We didn't see Raffi or Worf today. I would presume that that's going to be in the next episode, where obviously the rest of the stuff with why the place was one of the Starfleet place was bombed. So that's going to be kind of interesting as to finding out what's going to be going on there, and the actual conspiracy theory. And by next week we'll be roughly halfway through season 3 of Picard. So yeah, really enjoyed the special effects, the chemistry. So I've heard some people say that they found it jarring with Picard swearing, which kind of doesn't bother me, because I guess it's probably because of the fact that we're not used to the characters doing that kind of thing. But not too much as to to take away from the actual episodes. As I said, each of the characters that are in it have been given their moment to shine, whether it's the old or new characters. So I'm loving that. What they're doing is that they're fleshing out the actual characters and story plot. So I thought it's going to be very interesting as to how the remainder 5 episodes play out. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Can't wait for next week's episode. So anyway, I hope people like this review of Star Trek Picard episode 4, titled Knowing Scenario, season 3, final season.